Hey, Stoney here with another game of Mechabellum, and in this game we'll be looking at a very aggressive push into both sides of the towers using high-level multi-tech crawlers. Let's go. All right, at the bottom here we have L playing as a Rhino specialist, and he's up against Ezio playing as a Farseer specialist. I think L is around 2100 MMR and Ezio is around high 1900 MMR. Very aggressive placement with the steel balls. So it's going to be a flanking maneuver, or in the old days, we used to call this the butterfly position. So you got steel balls. Fans usually are a little bit closer to the steel balls. And the way it works is you expect the steel balls to come in, and the fans also provides a bit of chaff clear. Eventually, you can either switch into heavier, into steel balls, or you can go carry fans. So both are good options. With L, it's going to be a defensive position. Vertical stone collars to ensure that a lot of his missiles will hit on something. Crawler is being placed very far back. No chaff clear just yet. I think arc lights may not actually be the correct move here because arc lights don't work that well into these fans, and also they can't really kill steel balls. Okay, so there's going to be a single arc light. And then another squad of crawler. All right. So we're going to have a very strong right-hand side for L and a slightly weak left-hand side. Now, the problem whenever you seed into this defensive position with crawlers, both crawlers behind the tower, is that you can be easily distracted with a single arc light right here. And as long as you can keep those crawlers busy for like the first 3 or 4 seconds, your steel balls are able to get in and snipe that arc light and also tower. So this is something you have to be very careful with, which is why sometimes in defensive positions it's better to just go fangs instead of crawlers. Otherwise, you just get distracted. And there's no way to defend against it, right? Because you may think, oh yeah, it's just a single arc light, you'll die to like 2 hits. But those 3-4 seconds where your crawlers start moving towards the corner, is going to be like 5 and 6 seconds before they actually get back to the front and do what they're supposed to do. And that 6 seconds is the difference between losing your tower or winning your defense. All right, round 2, we got a Wasp coming in from L. And it's going to be a quick teleport from Ezio. And I think he's doing exactly what I expected him to do, right? Okay, so not on this side. Not yet. But I wouldn't be surprised if he put something here. It's going to be on a shallow flank on the other side because it is the weaker side and he expects it to get tower. This is actually not terrible for L because at any time he could just take a level up. But into steel balls though, there is the potential risk. All right, fan starts to come down. Quick teleport is going to be deadly here. This crawler is going to run over, and this crawler, well, it's going to go straight up, but with the fans coming up or even on the side, this arc light is going to do a lot of work. All right, good position on the crawler here. Fully expect an arc light down here, and then maybe another arc light down here. Like, imagine if these 5 squads of crawlers are removed from the battle in the first 6 seconds. Everything up here is just going to die, right? There's no chaff right here. So steel balls just go straight to the arc light, tower, stone collar. All right, single missile, getting most of the Wasp at the back, but I think these Wasps are still going to get the job done. Very good positioning on his arc light, distracting part of the crawler pack, but also in a position to shoot everything else without moving. Fantastic tower timing, both towers. But that was a very effective use of the Wasp. And here's the lesson learned. I think if you want to defend against the Wasp, having a single missile is only going to delay where the Wasps are going to be. If you want to completely eradicate the Wasp, don't put a missile where the Wasp is going to spawn. Rather, put a missile where your tower are going to be. So imagine if you think the Wasp is going to be right here. Spend an extra 50 and just do missile right here, missile right here. They will split and the missile will hit and you won't lose your tower. If the Wasp goes on either side, your single missile is usually enough to destroy the whole pack. So having the missile directly on top is not the most efficient way of using that resource. All right, getting to round 3, we have some interesting options. Level 3 Mustang. It's always pretty good when you're going aggro, especially if you have steel balls. So it's just the standard ball stain setup. You can even put the stains all the way close up to these balls. There's no problem here. I think the reason I was putting a little bit further away because of the Stormcaller, but I think in this case I will argue putting them further away will increase their chances of taking collateral damage from the Stormcallers. Range is taken for our defensive play here on the Mustangs. For our red player, you don't really need range just yet because they will be moving closely with the steel balls, so they'll always be protected as long as there are some steel balls in front of them. And as far as shooting at units, I mean, because both of these units just they complement each other so well in terms of their speed and in terms of their range, so there's no real hurry of getting range on either one of them. Distraction Crawler, I love this. Whenever you're running to this butterfly formation, make sure you put a crawler here and time it so that the steel ball will get stuck on the crawler forever. Unfortunately, those Mustangs never made it into the battle, so they're gonna stuck in the back here. We got a single arc light doing their best to clear out these side crawlers, but it looks like we might be breaking through here. At least on this side. Alright, we got one steel ball on tower, and once the tower goes down, all of these level 3 Mustangs are going to fall. On the far right, these steel balls finally decided I am a steel ball, I am not a Mustang, and I need to come in and fight the bigger units. So really good round here for Ezio. Okay, tower once again. Additional deployment, instantly snatched. I think Ezio is just going to go harder into ball stain. And it's also taken by Ow. Now, if I'm a defensive player, right now I think I have to worry about a few things. First of all, this level 2 steel ball is going to be a real big problem. You cannot defend against this with sledgehammers. It's a little risky to put scorpions right now because there's no chaff at all. So the steel ball can just walk straight up and just kill it. There's no chaff clear either because of the crawlers. The crawlers are now double tapped thanks to the recent buff on the impact drill, so it's now 150. And these double tap crawlers not only will take care of their own flanks, but also poses a pretty considerable threat here at the front. Single tap crawlers from our defender, but I don't think that's going to be enough. And then we have a single level 2 rhino going over to that side. I'm actually quite surprised about selling the steel balls. I thought the steel ball would be good, and all you need to do to fix this situation is to add another pack of Mustangs behind it. So selling the steel ball, I thought that was a mistake. You're losing a bit of tempo here. All right, so what is going to happen? We're at round 4, so we do get a Farseer here. Yeah, you don't even need a Mustang. You can just put a Farseer right there and can still deal with those units. So not sure. It's going to be a great tower here for this level 2 rhino. Oh, getting stopped just before it gets to the tower. That Mustang. And here's the problematic level 2 steel balls, right? It has no answer, really. And if L doesn't answer that steel ball, it's just going to continue push through and continue to get levels. Combined with the level 3 Mustang, this is a very deadly combination. He could go with multi-melter if he wants to, but multi-melter also relies so heavily on chaff here. It works a little slightly better than Scorpion because it actually locks onto things a little bit faster. And kills them faster too. So if it's, let's say you're shooting at like a pack of crawlers, if you kill the crawler, or if you have just chaff clear that kill the crawler after you lock on, you can immediately start locking onto the rest of the steel balls. All right, red is feeling pretty ballsy here at round 5, taking greed. He is in the lead right now, so he does have the option. For our blue player, I think I'm gonna have to smash that oil button. He's also taking greed. I think it's okay. I think oil is way better. Imagine if you put oil right here just to stop this pack from advancing. A lot better. High explosive on the Mustangs. I wouldn't call it a great move because first of all, it is tech number 2, so you have to pay additional premium. These two Mustangs are level 1, which means when they're shooting into crawlers, they are not actually killing them. They're just softening them up. So the only real damage dealer or the chaff clear here is this level 3 Mustang. Now, luckily, Ezio decided to put down even more crawlers now that they're double tagged, instead of forcing on the ball stang. The ball on this side did come back to deal with the Rhino, which is what I said earlier. Like not having a steel ball here, just so much tempo loss. The Farseer, clicking on it, 9,000 damage last round. That's what I would consider mediocre damage for a 300 cost unit. If I were him, I'll get rid of the Farseer and start putting down even more Mustangs. Alright, Phoenixes seems to be the unit of choice. Oil did go down, not from the unit drop, but from a tower purchase. And then Phoenix is here specifically to deal with his high-level steel balls. And here's the problem with the Mustangs. Like, it takes level 1 Mustangs so long to get through a pack of crawler, and it takes them even longer to get through steel balls with high explosive. And what is giving up, essentially, for these level 3 Mustangs is the ability to actually kill steel balls, which is a bit of a bummer. Like, Mustang is one of those units that you require to have levels on, and if you don't have levels on them, your opponent's just going to outscale you. And one thing to ensure you're not going to level up as quickly as your opponent is just to take high explosive, because there are chances that they're just not killing enough stuff. All right, unit drop. We've got Sandworm, very aggressive type of unit. Vulcan I thought would be an interesting choice. I mean, there's so many crawlers here, so taking a Vulcan and just spray everything. I mean, I get it, you have high explosive Mustangs, but honestly, you don't have to stay in that one if you offered a better choice. Ezio is taking the Wraith. This is directly counters high explosive Mustangs. Like, these guys would take ages to kill that Wraith. However, there's the risk of Phoenixes on the field, right? So yes, Wraith counters the Mustangs, but the Phoenix also counters the Wraith. So instead of having the Wraith on the side flank here, I mean, this flank I understand. This flank I don't. You're not really winning the fight down here anyways because of the level 3 and potentially level 3 crawler. Not really sure what you're trying to do here. If I were him, I'll probably put the Wraith behind the Sandworms and just get a better chapter. Vulcan is being put down. Exactly what I was mentioning before, because they are a better chapter into this many crawlers and even more Phoenixes. So it's just going to be a straight up Vulcan Phoenix. Yeah, all the crawlers disappeared. Phoenix is onto the Wraith. So all of a sudden, blue is stabilizing and red has given up a lot of tempo because of its glaring weakness of having just way too many crawlers. But wait, hold that thought. We did have replicating crawlers slip through on the side flank, which means we still have 2 Sandworms left. Now the real problem though is that will there be enough AA to deal with this? There's so many Phoenixes in the air, and the only pack of AA left is just these few fans here. All right, an excellent round here for our blue player L. Portable shield is going to be excellent for a Vulcan. And for our blue player, for our red player, he can always put a portable shield on this pack of steel balls. I think these ones will continue to level up, and they will just provide a lot of distractions for everything here. It's going to be a deployment module. I seriously don't think this is a good idea to keep the Wraith here. You're just not... first of all, there's not a lot of chaff to go through, right? If you look at the whole board and count the number of chaffs here for a blue player. I mean, you got a 2-pack of fans up here, and then 5 packs of crawlers at the bottom. He has a flanking crawler who consistently distracts his opponent's crawlers, but in the grand scheme of things, there's just simply not enough chaff. Compared to red, he's got like, what, 4 crawlers on this side, 2 crawlers on this side. That's 6, and then we got like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So many freaking chaff. Wasps. Okay, so warm wasp into now leveled high explosive Mustangs with the potential of taking aerial specialist. I'm feeling a little worried for our red player here. I think we would need to have to win the game in the next 2 rounds. Otherwise, once you get AA on these Mustangs and you get a few more Phoenixes to deal with the sandworms, you're in a world of hurt. Okay, the flanks, they are no longer working. I mean, yes, you're stopping some of the crawlers from moving up, but in the grand scheme of things, I think you're better off start selling things off the flank. Sandworm's doing okay. Get into this Vulcan with the portable shield. We'll get through, but he does not have the chapter to deal with the crawlers running forward. We'll get the tower, though. Pretty good. On the other side, it was completely dominated by our blue player. So now that the Wasp is being shown, I think the next turn is going to be aerial. It's an expensive tech, but it will help them clear so many of these small units. For a red player, he will have to look at the board and make a decision. Do I continue to go into worms on the other side? Or do I pivot into something else? If anything, I think he should be starting to sell those Wraith, because they're not contributing much to his board at all. All right, we have laser sight, which is really good if you want to put them on Mustangs. Wasp Swarm, nah, it's a little too late for that. Both players are pretty well defended. There may be a slight hole here, but not that much of a hole. More Vulcans are being put down to deal with these crawlers. The Wraith, 7,000 damage. This Wraith actually did a surprising amount of damage. I think mostly just because of level 3 crawlers. Did get sold. Okay. Oil is being added. A very cheeky oil, because this is going to ignite and pretty much take all this chaff with them. AA on the Wasp to have a earlier shot onto these Phoenixes. I think instead of AA, I might just go with like another squad of something here. I mean, if you're already going to put oil down, right, might as well just start another squad of warm Wasp. I think so far the real MVP, like for this side, at this steel ball, even though it's not doing enough damage, it's doing so much tanking. Range on a Farseer is interesting. Why do you... that's a very interesting choice, because Farseer already shoots really far. It outranges every single unit on his board. So I don't understand the idea of having even more range if your Farseer is going to be safe anyways. Alright, fire is being ignited. Chaff are dying. And surprisingly winning the side with the Wraith and the sheer number of crawlers and getting tower once again. So this is huge actually, because with the sandworm still alive, with the replicating crawler still alive, and also with no more anti-air on the other side, assuming these Mustangs are just gonna die to it. Is this lethal? No, I don't think this is quite lethal yet, but I think this might be very close. Alright, another tower. 300, 200, 300, 350. This might... I don't know. It's very hard to tell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, not exactly lethal. Alright, we're gonna keep going. Triple Phantom Ray. Yep, so triple Phantom Ray, because you need something to kill these Vulcan very quickly. And also you just need something to tank for these Mustangs. So Phantom Rays with armor, being at the front, being, you know, dummies to get shot at by the Mustangs and also getting shot at by the Phoenixes. Triple tech crawlers all of a sudden. I'm surprised that Al didn't put another Vulcan down here, because these Mustangs are just, they're not going to cut it, right? Alright, double missile coming down just to get rid of that initial crawler. I don't think it matters because the late crawler is going to come in and Mustangs are going to get stuck on this wraith, then they will never kill it, which means the Scorpions are really the only way to kind of defend against that. Oh, actually, you know what? By getting rid of this crawler, the Phoenixes will kill the wraith. So if he were smart, he'll probably shift the wraith just a little bit back. He already has the deployment module, so there's no problem with that. I love this. Phantom Rays on the line. I think what it's trying to do is trying to get to that Vulcan nice and early before all these units start to run forward. Okay. More Mustangs being added. Not a great move considering the Phantom Rays were a drop and you do expect armor. Alright, how's the flank doing? How's the flank doing? The crawlers, triple tacked, are still alive. They're tying up so many units in the back, which means there's not going to be any sort of crawler defense at the front. And this Vulcan is getting stuck shooting on the steel balls. Oh no. And this level tower is going to go down, which means everything around it is going to go down and turn into crawlers. A terrible, terrible attack here coming in from our red player. However, he is winning on the far left. We still got Vulcans left over. We still got Phoenixes running towards the tower. We do need to get through this Sandworm and this level 2 Phantom Ray so that we can... the Mustangs can start to work, but it seems like we don't even need to wait for that. Once the Sandworm goes under, that is going to be it. We have 1, 2, 3 pack of Phoenixes. We got some Mustangs. We got a single Vulcan. Oh, 8 HP. Not exactly lethal either. So both players are holding on to that final straw, and we're going to see. This could be the very final round here. So before we jump in, let's just talk about it very quickly. Reinforcements. Rhino Assault. Could be interesting if you put it right here. There's nothing defending, but we also have triple tech crawler, so level 1 Rhino is not going to get too far. Portable shield is awesome. Portable shields can be put on Vulcans. Portable shields can be put on Sandworms. I think that's probably the best card here. Haste module. Yeah, nothing is really useful for haste module. Everything is already within punching distance, so it's going to be portable shield for both sides. Not having a Vulcan on the side is a big problem, because these Mustangs will get stuck shooting at these Phantom Rays, and the crawlers will come in and kill the Mustangs and make more crawlers. It's just not a good time. So definitely want to have a Vulcan like right here. This is the spot right here. He's been losing on the flank for the last 2 rounds, so he definitely needs to clear this out. Double missile. Does he have advanced missile? No, just regular missile. So double missile is not killing the Phantom Ray. It will leave him with like 1,300 HP. But yeah, Demos is not going to kill this Phantom Rays, unfortunately. You're going to need 3 missiles to kill this Phantom Ray. And if you don't kill the Phantom Rays, your high explosive Mustangs cannot get through the shield. So that could be a big mistake here. Mustang's going to get stuck on either the Rays or the Wraith, which means these level 3 crawler with shield. Wow, he really wants to make this crawler work. And I think it will, because there's no defense. There's no Vulcan here at all. Okay. So there's going to be fire on the ground from this Vulcan. Bit of a double-edged sword here. Like, he is putting... Did he just put down this Vulcan? Or is it there already? But because if you just put that down, I really But here's the problem, right? Phantom Rays surviving. And Mustangs kind of get stuck on it, and then the level 3 Crawler comes in and kills everything. Imagine if there was a Vulcan right here. But he's losing the front as well, right? He's not like he's just losing on the side. He's also losing the front. So I'm not entirely sure if a Vulcan would have saved that side. But definitely having 3 missiles would have saved that side. A very clutch round here. Clutch game with both players down to just the last bit of HP. But I think Ezio is going to take this game. So well played. Now let's jump into the final round real quick. And let's see. We're going to play as L here. Portable shield is probably really good. And we're just going to do triple missile. That's all we're going to do. All right, triple missile here. We're going to add a shield here. Level you up. These crawlers, they're doing a little bit too much, right? And also stuff coming in here. There's no chaff at all right up the front. So yeah. Either way, this is it's not an easy game to deal with. Okay. Right hand side we're winning pretty hard, so I don't think we need any more help. Do we have oil off cooldown? We do not have oil off cooldown, okay? So he did add that Vulcan right here in the middle. Alright, we're gonna bring that Vulcan back. Oh, no, no. Alright, we'll see how this goes. Gets rid of the Phantom Ray. The Crawlers are being defended. Or sort of being defended. Or not. Wow, those Crawlers hurt. Alright, we got steel balls on tower. That's fine, that was expected. But the good thing is that once the tower goes down, we're not going to have that many steel Crawlers. Okay. Phoenix is finally getting to his tower. We still have a pretty sizable pack of steel balls here. And the Mustang's kind of getting stuck on the Phantom Rays. However, whoa, with the Phantom Rays gone. And that's it. That's how you can defeat the side. So usually the big blunder here is just not having a Vulcan to defend against this high-level crawler and missing a single missile on a Phantom Ray. I mean, I didn't even get enough time to put down my crawler. I would have loved to have a crawler on this side so that it will survive a little bit longer, but didn't really have time to do that. So pretty close round here. Sometimes you're in the heat of the game and you start to miss out on little details like that. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this game, and if you want to see another video, here's one for you, and I will see you on the next one.
Prepare your tactics, Mechabellum's calling. Deploy your fortress, the battlefield's alive with swarms.